welcome to Stellar Mommies. My name is Dr. Della Parker. I'm the owner of Stellar Health and Wellness in Clackamas, Oregon. You can also find us at stellarhw.com, where you can follow our blogs and find us on Facebook and Instagram and all that good stuff. So I'm coming at you today just to talk about 4 things that you can do in the morning to make your whole day rock and feel amazing. So these are 4 things that I try to do. I probably do it most days. It's pretty easy once you get into the habit, and I'm telling you, it is like, it can be a game changer just to like establish a routine in the morning and all that stuff. And I'll kind of tell you why each thing is important as we go. So we're just going to start talking, get right into it. So number 1, first thing that you can do is wake up at the same time every morning. And so why is this important? So I talk about adrenals all the time, right? And so our adrenal glands release cortisol, which should be at the highest at its peak first thing in the morning when you wake up. And so that peak then creates a cycle for, a pattern for the rest of the day. So it should peak first thing in the morning and then basically head down at a slant. So at nighttime, you go to sleep, you can fall asleep. You don't have energy, right? You should have energy throughout the day. And then as the day gets to the end, you're ready for bed. No more cortisol, right? And then first thing again in the morning, it peaks back up. So that cycle of cortisol works with your circadian rhythm, getting melatonin released, all of that. A lot of other metabolism and rhythms and cycles in your body. So waking up at the same time is going to get that cortisol in a routine of peaking with the height of all its cortisol glory first thing in the morning. So if you're waking up at different times every morning, it's really hard for your body to predict when to secrete and release cortisol. There's lots of things that people do during the day that kind of mess up that normal slant down, like caffeine in the middle of the day is going to bump it up and then make it harder to sleep because you have a lot of cortisol at night. And then when you try to wake up the next morning, you're actually more tired because it's lower that morning. So we're just going straight to the basics. We're not talking about all that other stuff that can inhibit and change the cycle up because there are so many factors. But just by waking up at the same time every morning, you're establishing a routine for your body. And this is regardless of what time you go to bed at night. So obviously, if we can get in the habit of getting at least 8 hours of sleep, that is amazing. That's totally where everybody should be. You're not lazy if you get 8 hours of sleep. You're actually awesome. 8 to 10 hours of sleep is what our body needs. They actually say, I was reading this thing about sleep, and they were saying that basically all of our waking hours, we're accumulating small amounts of brain damage just by being awake. And so the only thing that is going to heal that is getting a minimum of 7 hours of sleep per night actually heals and restores all the damage that was created just by going through your day. And so if you're getting less than 7 hours of sleep at night, you're basically accumulating brain damage that was never healed up by that night's sleep. So quit accumulating brain damage. Get your at least 7 hours of sleep. I always tell people to shoot for 8. But regardless of what time you go to bed or how many hours of sleep you're getting, you really want to try to wake up at the same time every morning to help with that cortisol peak, for energy and adrenal function. So that is numero uno. Number 2, drink a glass of water when you wake up in the morning. So sleeping all night long, your whole 7 hours that you just slept, you were dehydrating yourself, right? Your body was definitely creating waste and doing its thing, and you were not adding any water. So you want to drink at least 1 full glass of water right when you wake up in the morning. It's going to help hydrate your tissues. A lot of times it stimulates your digestive tract to start moving and helps with regular bowel movements, can help decrease joint pains. Because you're giving your body some fluid to help eliminate some of that inflammation that may have accumulated at night. And it's just obviously hydration, super important. The goal throughout the day is half your body weight in ounces of water. So If you weigh 160 pounds, you want to drink 80 ounces of water a day. So that's, nearing 3 liters a day. And sometimes people are like, what? Crazy town. I could never drink that much water. I'll be peeing all the time. Well, your body's just not used to handling that amount of water. And so that's why it goes right through you. So if you get used to drinking water, your body gets used to utilizing it and it doesn't go right through you and you're not visiting the bathroom every 5 minutes. So you've just got to stick with it. But a great start for your morning routine is just to get in a full 16-ounce glass of water in the morning to hydrate your tissues. Like I said, get digestion moving. It's a super great idea. So we've got waking up at the same time every morning, drinking a big glass of water upon waking. All these guys, they can be done in any order. Obviously, you got to wake up first. The other 3, some people have different routines, how their day goes. So I'm just telling you how my day goes. So you wake up, you drink your water. Then the next thing is breakfast for me. So breakfast, no grains, no Cheerios, no oatmeal, no fruit, no yogurt, no sugar for breakfast, okay? No sugar, no carbs. You want to eat fat and protein for breakfast. Yes, I'm telling you to go fry up some damn bacon. You need fat and protein to basically a way that it was described to me is when you're eating carbohydrates and those simple sugars, those types of things, fruit and all that, you're putting kindling on a fire. Kindling maybe can get it going, but it's gonna fizzle out super fast, right? You wanna put a Duraflame log on that fire. That is gonna be your protein and fat to help energy really get started and rev up a really good energy source that can be long standing throughout your whole day. So by, anytime you have lots of sugar or those simple carbohydrates, your energy might peak, but it is going to crash when that insulin comes in to take over. So it is super important to have protein and fat for breakfast. If you cannot give up your oatmeal because it keeps you regular or whatever, okay, but eat some protein with it. And I'm not talking about peanut butter or whatever. Eat a piece of bacon or sausage or an egg. You need to have those type of dense animal proteins in your diet first thing in the morning. It's going to help with energy. It's going to help give your adrenal glands all the proteins that they need to function properly to set the stage for a really good day. It's going to help start moving your metabolism. There's so many reasons, but the people that have yogurt and fruit in the morning, I know that you think yogurt has protein in it, but it has more sugar. And dairy is a super fast sugar on its own, even though it does have a couple proteins in it. So if you can really get in the habit of I'm somebody who wakes up in the morning and I'm either frying up bacon, frying up sausage, or I'm mixing some eggs up, doing something. I'm making breakfast every morning. It's just part of my routine. But if you're not there, I have a couple friends that just make a ton of bacon on Sunday, and so they have it every morning or whatnot. I'm not a proponent of cooking food in the microwave, but it's better than the alternative of eating a bagel out the door. So you got to kind of take your wins where you can get them. But by eating protein and fat together, you're putting a Duraflame log on the fire, really helping that energy go all throughout the day, instead of setting yourself up for a late morning crash. Okay, so the next thing, number 4 thing to do in the morning to make sure your day rocks is you're gonna shower in the morning. Well, I don't know. Some people that have different hair issues shower at night, but I'm a morning showerer. So always end your shower with cool water. I know this sounds traumatizing, and some people think that you need to take it all the way to cold and shock your system. That is not what I'm telling you to do. Hydrotherapy is a real thing. It's therapy with water, basically. And so you can use water to move blood in your body. It's amazing, right? When you are really, really hot, your body travels externally to try to get close to the environment to cool off, okay? To let heat off. When you get really cold, your blood rushes into your organs to make sure that they stay a warm, functioning temperature while your limbs can freeze off. And so you get cold, blood moves in, you get hot, blood moves out. Guess what? moving blood is like so good for you. If you can pump blood in and out of places, you're gonna like, your immune system travels in that blood, munch up inflammation, get rid of it. There's a virus there. Oh, we're gonna bring in those guys, get rid of the waste. Blood is moving in and out, doing its job. Stagnant blood is nobody's friend. So in the shower, most of us have warm showers. That's great. Warm shower it up, right? At the end of it, you don't have to freeze yourself. I generally push it over to like cool, so I can feel like, oh, it's cooler. I can feel my blood moving in a little bit. And if you're awesome, you can go really, really cold. And then you can even go back to hot and back to cold. But just by shunting, by ending on cooler water where you can feel your blood kind of go inward more, that means your heart is going to be pumping it right back up. So you're moving your blood just by ending on a cold or a colder shower. So I encourage everybody to do that. It's so good for inflammation. It's amazing for your immune system because when you're moving blood like that, like I said, you're moving your immune system in and out to clean up the gunk even faster. And it helps with joint pain, energy, so many things. Mental clarity can wake you up even more. And so I encourage you to try it. You don't have to go all the way to cold, just go a little bit cooler. And then I think over time, you'll end up liking it colder and colder and colder as you end your shower. So 4 tips, they're super easy. It's not anything that is going to be like a struggle to do. You literally just have to remember to do them. And then once they're in the habit, it's going to be so easy. Waking up at the same time every morning, guess what? You've got an alarm clock, you've got a phone. That's easy. Set that alarm and then you're going to wake up at the same time every morning. I know on weekends, sometimes we think we can recapture sleep, but it's actually better for us if we can just keep our body in that same cyclical routine and wake up at the same time every day. Go to bed earlier on a weekend is actually a better thing for you. And then just wake up at that same time. The water, put a glass of water on your nightstand. I know a lot of people, don't sleep all the way through the night. And so they're like, oh, I am drinking water through the night, whatever. That's great. But if you put a glass on your nightstand, if it's not empty already, finish her off, go fill it up. You have the glass right there and then finish her off before you take your coffee or whatever else it is that's next in your routine. So you got an alarm clock, put a glass of water on your nightstand. Those things are super easy, right? Protein and fat, you really just have to wrap your brain around it. But once you see the difference in your energy, decreased inflammation, increased metabolism, and weight loss, I think it's going to be a game changer for you. And it's like, of course you'll be on board. What else? Why would you ever go back the other way? Fruit is a sugar. I know fructose is metabolized differently by our bodies, but I think that people, they want to think of fruit as like such a health food that they overindulge all the time. And it does have healthful properties in it, but it's still a type of sugar and it shouldn't be the staple of anyone's diet. And it definitely should not be eaten first thing in the morning. So batch make your bacon. Those little egg cups that you can make, we post that recipe all the time on Stellar HW. And so check that out. It's basically like pre-making little egg muffins that have sausage and egg mixed in. And then, you can just nuke it up in the microwave for a second and you've got your breakfast out the door super fast. And then the shower, same thing. Once you get in the habit of doing it and just remember, put some weird thing in your shower. I tell people, like, if you hang like a pink towel or a dish towel, just something random that's not normally there. Put a toy, one of your kids' little toys in the shower. When you see it, you're like, oh, I put that there to remind me to do cool at the end of the shower. Then there's a reminder there, because a lot of times people are like, got out of the shower and I totally forgot to do it again. And obviously you're not going to get back in the shower to, put cold water on you. So put a little reminder toy or whatever it is in the shower, and every time you see it, it will remind you, oh yeah, I'm going to finish this off with a little bit of cool water. And then you're going to get colder and colder over time, and then you're going to be able to not live without it, because doing these 4 things every morning, try it for a week and tell me your life is not changed and your life is not better and you don't have more energy and your metabolism isn't moving, you're not in a better mood. All those things are totally going to happen. Super easy. So start doing it. I would love to hear your comments and your feedback in the comments, any tricks that you learned along the way, things that you thought were hard about it, ways that you made it easier for you, any other hacks that you have. There's so many first thing in the morning hacks, but those are my 4 go-tos that I think are super easy to implement with the biggest bang for your buck, basically. So yeah, any other questions, put it in the comments, and thank you so much for joining me. I hope your day is awesome with your new routine, and we'll catch you next time. Thank you.